Yeah, it's just we're working as a group and just working really hard on our craft and you know, gaining that confidence I talked about earlier in the year with the young guys. And so just happy where we're at.
Which stat means more to the defensive line, the 5 sacks or 14 tackles for loss?
I'd say really the tackle for losses because I mean the sacks come, but with tackle for losses it's just stopping the run and playing ball in the backfield. So.
We'll go third row left, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Haskell, Tyreek's a guy who's had to battle a lot of injuries, including this year. Just kind of what have you seen from him in terms of his perseverance to get back on the field?
Really his mindset. He's been eager to get back on the field, and he's become really a student of the game. Not saying that he wasn't before, but he's just really been in the meeting rooms trying to work on how he can get better from the film that he's already been put on.
For you guys to be, as healthy as you've been, I think, right now all year on the defensive line, how important is that as you kind of get into this meat of the season?
Yeah, Coach Day always talks about that we're going into like a second season. Everything is a one elimination game, and for us to have everybody healthy and for everybody to, be on film is detrimental to our success.
Second row middle, Dave Biddle, 24/7 Sports.
Haskell, Tyreek Williams is playing a lot, playing well. It's hard to play as a true freshman at D tackle. What is enabling him to do that, and when did you kind of realize, oh, he's going to be able to help us?
In the spring, I realized that he has a very good athleticism for his size. Just really how well he moves for how big he is. I knew that he was going to be a big contributor to our unit.
Deep right, Tony Alford,
Why does
Buckeyes.
coach call you Blink? Can you explain why they nickname you Blink?
Don't you got some film to watch, man?
Sorry about that, Haskell.
No, you good.
Fourth row middle, Pat Murphy, 24/7 Sports.
Haskell, both Ryan and Jeremy were talking to us about Penn State, still being such a challenge defensively, even though they've lost 2 games. What is your perspective on Penn State's offense, which hasn't had as much success, has struggled some in some of these losses? What do you see from them?
I see a great O-line. I see a veteran quarterback back there, and I see a very lethal offense. They're a good team, and their losses aren't blowout losses. They're close, tough losses. To tough teams that go in and everybody has a target on their back in the Big Ten. So for me personally, this is a really well-coached team. It's a very lethal offense, and we have a lot on our hands this week.
Fourth row left, Jacob Benji, the Lantern.
Hey Haskell, we were talking with Ryan just about how the offense and their numbers, they pop off the page. They're at the top for most of them. How would you go about stopping the Ohio State offense, and just what do you see from them when they have the ball?
The Ohio State offense, what do you mean by that question?
What are your impressions of the offense, with them being the best total offense, the best scoring offense, things like that? Just what are your impressions of the offense?
What they do on Saturdays start on days like today, our Bloody Tuesdays. So we really get after it in practice, and they practice hard. So for me, it's just what you're doing throughout the week and how hard you practice to beat your opponent. That's how you beat our offense.
Third row right, Tim May, Letterman row.
Haskell, as you watch a video of y'all's defensive play right now, what jumps out at you that wasn't there 4 weeks ago?
I'd say it comes again. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but just confidence. Coming in this season, we had a lot of new guys, and what jumps off is one, we're playing with confidence and we're having fun playing with each other. It's a new group that is, you had some guys that played together, some guys that didn't, some guys that are used to the rotating job, and now that they're starters and they're the guys, it's been special to watch how we've evolved as a defense and really growing that chemistry with each other.
Was there something different about Zach Harrison on Saturday night that you hadn't seen the last several weeks? Obviously, you got Defensive Player of the Game, for you guys, but what, did he turn it up a notch? He talked last week that he was, was hell-bent, but it showed up. But what was different about him?
Oh, he was locked in the whole week. We were racing off the ball, having little challenges, little competitions during practice, and just that look in his eye, he was ready to go.
And where did you get the nickname Blake?
I'm not gonna speak on that.
Second row left, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Be my question, but in all seriousness, last year it was basically you and Tommy in the interior is kind of your guys' show, and there wasn't a lot of depth behind your guys. But you just mentioned Talik, Ty Hamilton's kind of showing up in there, Jerron. I mean, can you just speak on the depth that you guys have this year? Do you feel like it's more guys who are contributing at a high level than it was a year ago?
Oh yeah, and I feel that a lot of guys are stepping up. I said that last week. A lot of guys are stepping up in big ways. Not only are they stepping up with their voice, but their gameplay. And with those guys, we're gonna need that depth at D tackle going into the meat of the season, because this is where guys start to get weathered down, and injuries and bumps and bruises start to really show up during the week. So having those guys prepared and ready, and not only having maybe 2 to 3 guys that are going to be your guys in the fourth quarter, you can play with depth throughout the whole game.
Second row right, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Hey, when Ted asked you about the change on defense, you mentioned confidence. How much also has the schematic changes aided that in terms of knowing that the offenses don't think the defense is as predictable, different looks, that kind of thing? How important has that been?
It's been very important, just how we do things, and just changing things up, really, for us to just play fast, really, just be able to play fast and play with each other and be on the same level as communication with each other on the field.
And I know Matt Barnes is not your position coach, but he's obviously overseeing the defense now. What impact do you think he's made?
Oh, he's, it not only goes for us, next man up, when one falls down, it's the next man up, but when he was asked to step up and take on that role, he did a great job. Coach Barnes, all our coaches are great coaches, and they're always there for when one of the coaches falls or is not ready for a certain thing. So Coach Barnes is awesome.
We'll go far left, Justin Holbrook, WCMH.
Sean Clifford is questionable this week. Does that change your preparation and how you prepare for a team, not knowing who's going to play quarterback? And if it does, how does it change the preparation?
I wouldn't say it really changes anything how I prepare. We really prepare for all the quarterbacks. Last week we didn't know who the quarterback was until I'd say Friday night. So just really understanding their offense and what their OC tends to do, and how their offense works and how their system works when they are faced against opponents. I really watch for me personally, I watch how other teams play us and how they've played us in the past years, and what they've done against top match opponents. So for me personally, I'm always watching the guy across from me, not really the quarterbacks, just watching how they do things.
And right behind him, we'll end up with Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Let's go back to Tyreek, because at the time that this defensive line was kind of starting to come along, he was still hurt. You remember the level he was playing at late last season. Is that getting him back to health? Does that kind of raise what you think this defensive line could still accomplish this season?
I think it's just having him is very detrimental to us. We have a lot of pass rushers and guys who have different roles, and to have him adds that that uniqueness and that value to our unit. And so I think with having him back, we'll be good.
Great, Haskell, thank you very much.
Appreciate you, Jerry.